Hello everyone, my name is DanishBuns, and welcome to this episode of Noob's Review. This is the gaming show where I bring you relatively unknown or new releases and try and provide you with some interesting background information on the functionality of the game, as well as my overall impression. Now, as you can clearly see in the background and from reading the title, unless of course you're illiterate, I'm playing some Guild Wars 2. Now, before I get into any of the gameplay, I just want to note, please pay a little bit of attention to what's going on in the background, as it will become important to what I'm going to try and explain a little bit later. But before I get into any of that, I just want to say two quick things. One about Guild Wars 1 and the other about the hype surrounding Guild Wars 2. Now, I know there are some of you out there wondering, hey Danish, is the game anything like the original Guild Wars? And I just want to say that it's nothing like the original. So if you didn't like the original, have no fear about this game. In fact, when ArenaNet went out to make Guild Wars 2, they specifically made sure that they were going to improve on all the errors they felt that happened in Guild Wars 1. That's exactly why they canceled their expansion and went on making a full game, which took them another 5 years. That's a lot of dedication. However, during that time, the hype building around this game has grown to such ridiculous levels that it's actually turning people off. And I just want to say this quickly right now, do not let the hype surrounding this game prevent you from playing this game, because it is way too much fun for that to happen. I know that I personally went into the game with ridiculously high expectations, and I came out extremely happy. So guys, don't worry about the hype. I promise you, if you go into this game with half-decent expectations, you will really be blown away by all the amazing features that this game has. So how about we start talking about these features, eh? As you can tell in the background, I've been trying to run in approximately a straight line across the width of this map. And what I'm trying to show you is the immense size of these areas. Now, by the end of this clip, you'll see that it actually takes me around 3.5 to 4 minutes to traverse this amazing distance. And I know some of you are wondering, well, Danish, that doesn't seem like a very far distance at all. 3.5 to 4 minutes? Come on. But in actuality, it's pretty extensive. You got to remember that walking across lengthwise would probably take you around 8 minutes long, and that in this area there are 17 heart events stuffed in with a load of other dynamic events, which I will get to a little bit later. In actuality, I think it took me around 10 hours just to complete this section, and yes, I may be a bit of a completionist, but that's still very impressive. Add to that the fact that there are probably 20 plus worlds in the entire area of Tyria, and you're probably doing the math and figuring out, wow, that's going to be a lot of gameplay and a lot of fun. Now, they really know how to make these worlds beautiful and enjoyable, and to those of you who are a little nervous about spending your time exploring these maps, don't feel nervous. They reward you by actually providing beautiful scenery and awesome things to do. Now, I didn't get a chance to do any of the jump quests or any of those skill points, but I will say that they were a load of fun, and you will really enjoy them while you're searching and discovering the world of Tyria. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm reaching the end of the map, and the clock at the bottom of YouTube is telling me that it is approximately 3.5 minutes long. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that, and I know that exploring these worlds is going to be hella a lot of fun. How about we move on to something else? What I'm going to talk about now is the beauty of Guild Wars 2, and this really ties in well with what I just talked about. What you're about to see is an edge of one of the Norn maps. Look at this. It's frigging stunning. It's bringing me back to Skyrim already. Like, it's amazing. And to think this is in an MMO? Really? It's so impressive. It just makes you want to walk around taking screenshots of everything. And you know what? You could probably spend 10 hours just walking through this entire game taking screenshots. But I gotta move on. Next thing I'm going to talk about are the heart events. And this one was a really unique one, so I thought I'd do a little talking while I played this one. Now, it's really weird. What I have to do is carry this rabbit feed all the way to the quest giver, who really isn't a quest giver, he's just a quest taker, I guess. And I cannot allow the rabbits to attack me, because apparently they can't see the rabbit food on the ground, but they can see it while I'm carrying it. I don't know the logistics of it, but I do know that it was a hell of a lot of fun, and it was really different than a lot of the other MMOs I've played and a lot of other quests that I've done. So if you guys want to simply play this game to try out the awesome questing system, do that. What I'm about to show you is another type of their questing system, and I'm going to explain a little bit behind the way dynamic events work and how they chain. Now what you're seeing right here is a dynamic event to destroy this dredge tower. Now, as you're watching, you're going to note that I'm bringing its health down with a couple of my teammates, and we're going to defeat it and complete the quest. Now, while I go over to revive a couple of my allies, you'll also note that another quest has appeared. Now, these quests are linked, so completing one or failing one quest will almost certainly lead to another one. Now, that's pretty cool. This is replacing your quest chains, but I think in a really awesome way. This is immediate. This is happening right on the spot. You don't have to go talk to some guy and then all of a sudden they start repairing it. No, it immediately happens. Something that I really enjoyed about this game and I really liked. Dynamic events are an awesome addition, and I really think that they should be added to all games. Sure, you can keep your quest lines and all that other stuff, but really include something that actually happens on the spot, on the fly, and you're going to really enjoy the game so much more just because of the spontaneity. The next thing I'm going to talk about, and probably one of the more important things to talk about when I'm talking about Guild Wars 2, is the PvP of the game. Now, I will say that Guild Wars 2 PvP is probably the highlight of the entire game. I can't go into World v World, unfortunately, because I did not get a chance to play it too extensively, but what I will talk about is the structured PvP. Now, I'm going to try and commentate a little bit behind what's going on, but it's going to be a little difficult due to the fact that so much shit is happening so quickly that I can't really do that too effectively. But as you can see, I'm playing an engineer, and what I'm trying to do right now is take out this Mesmer right here. Now you can see I successfully did that, and we're going to move on to the Guardian. Now I guess you could say this is a little bit of an unfair fight, but this Guardian was a really great player, so he did really well. Now what you're going to note is I'm going to cripple and stun him, and I'm going to try and take the engineer off everyone's hands while they take out the Guardian. Now as you can see, the Guardian is down on the ground, but the engineer is still making an annoyance of himself, so I'm going to get in there and take out the Guardian while my team distracts the engineer. Now as you can see, there's a lot of strategy behind this game. It's a hell of a lot of fun to know that you have to think behind what you're doing instead of randomly spamming a macro. That's one thing I really liked about this game, and I know a lot of people have said, hey, well you can just spam your skills on cooldown. No, you can't, because you will get bested by a better player. That's simply how the game works. If you try and abuse any sort of system like that, someone is going to beat you because they are going to send all their skills off at the appropriate time and simply dominate you. So I guess you guys can tell that I really like Guild Wars 2. This game is really fun, and it really surprised me even though I went in with ridiculously high expectations. So if you guys are even considering about getting this game, make sure you pick it up. Remember that if you pre-purchase, you're going to get in 3 days early, as well as playing the rest of the beta weekends. Alright, that's it for me. My name is DanishBuns. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or suggestions for the channel, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, or send me an email at camelsilo@gmail.com. You can also send me a Twitter message at DanishBuns. And I promise I'll respond to it because I'm incredibly lonely. Don't look at the amount of followers I have because it will just depress you as well as me. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.